Unit 2. The basics of investment and financial determination of real estate prices. In this section, the mentor will be familiarized with the basics of investment and pricing in order to realize the purchase of a real estate. First of all, a potential investor has to know in what way a certain real estate will be included in his business story and what are real estate prices in a given area. After gathering all the necessary and relevant information, the investor can decide to buy the property, but there are also authorized persons who can ensure that the investor pays real and market value. When investing in real estate, it is certainly advisable to estimate the real estate. The real estate valuation in the Republic of Croatia is regulated by the Property Valuation Act. The valuation of the property is important in order to determine its value at the present moment, taking into consideration potential impacts in the future. The real estate value represents the amount of all kinds of profit that this property can bring, expressed in cash. The real estate sale price is the actual amount paid for it, and which is affected by the salesperson's skills, as well as the deadline for the sale, the external influences and the like. The real estate valuer's task is, by using various methodologies, to predict the real estate sale price, but also to determine the possible profits that the real estate can bring in the foreseen time, and to express it all in cash. When evaluating, that is determining the value of a real estate, it is necessary to determine the way or method by which the objective value of the real estate will be determined and which is based on the elements that determine that value. The elements that determine the value of the real estate are properties, geometric and position elements, surface, shape, location, distance, legal regulation, free market, socio-economic elements, saturation, supply-demand, legality, consistency. A real estate valuation can only be carried out by authorized persons, permanent court expert witnesses and valuers. The Property Valuation Act refers solely to the market value of the real estate, which is assessed using 3 methods and 7 procedures. The way in which the data is collected and which value is obtained by applying the prescribed methodology and then evaluate and use it is also prescribed. In case of violation of the law, a supervision and sanctions are prescribed. The Ministry has finished the first phase of the Real Estate Information System in Agretni, which provides authorized real estate valuers and agents with an easy access to useful information necessary for their high-quality professional work. This database is important to ensure the transparency of the real estate market. Taking into account the possibilities of independent and external financing, that is, direct and indirect financing of real estate, indirect financing is usually carried out through national or commercial banks that can offer to the investor a portfolio of real estate services. In addition to lending, various services can be found on the market that can make it easier for a potential investor to make financing decisions. Regarding the above-mentioned services, it is important to point out the valuation of the real estate market value, including the determination of the construction and market value and the verification of the legal status, that is comparing the data in the ownership and spatial documentation with the real data, that is the identification of the object. Furthermore, various consulting services related to real estate also apply to real estate market analysis, proposals for optimal project solutions, conducting of cost-effectiveness analysis and giving opinions regarding a market justification of a real estate, financial supervision, professional supervision, independent control and validation of project documentation, projects, contracts, contract cost estimates, work schedule, permits and licenses of designers, supervisors and contractors. Permanent or periodic technical supervision over construction that ensures that loan payments are accompanied by a real progress in construction and that the funds paid are spent in accordance with a predefined plan. Analysis of contract cost estimates, a description control, the definition of quality level for individual contract items, comparison of prices with regular market prices. Below are some important rules regarding investing in real estate, Jutanji List, 2006. 1. Ownership certificate. A clear title is the basis of any purchase. It is necessary to check in the land registry whether the real estate is free of all encumbrances, and it is also important to check whether there is illegal construction on the property. 2. Location. A location is one of the most important conditions that determine the real estate price. For a family life, a real estate that is located near the sea, close to schools, kindergartens, parks, sports grounds, shops, is always more attractive. On the other hand, investors are looking for a real estate that has good traffic connections, and which is visited by many people. An important source of information on the quality of the location is general urban plans that will reveal what kind of facilities have been planned in a specific area. 3. Neighborhood. A neighborhood is another element that determines the price. It refers to elements of other structures and facilities in the environment. Unlike a location, a neighborhood is an important element of a subjective standpoint, and it refers to the social environment of a real estate. For example, the above-mentioned element refers to whether the real estate is located near a noisy factory or there are neighbors who could hinder everyday work, etc. 4. The quality of a building. Despite the advancement of technology, the best quality buildings are still considered those made of the classical material, such as bricks and stone. Old buildings with thick brick walls which are in excellent insulation, high-quality wooden joinery, spacious staircases, yard and parking lot are considered to be of the higher quality in comparison with the new, fast-erected reinforced concrete buildings. It is important that the building has all the supplies and connection, and that the gas, water, sewage and electricity networks in the neighborhood are in good condition and have sufficient capacity. 5. Maintenance of the building. The condition of the roof, facade, staircase and installation affects the height of the maintenance fees. The social structure of people in the building is also important. Many older tenants do not have enough income to pay the maintenance fees or repay loans for renovation of facades, roofs and the like, so the building is rapidly decaying and losing its value. 6. Apartment equipment. The layout of the rooms in the apartment makes its functionality. The trend in new buildings is to build as many rooms on as few square meters as possible, to make the apartment easier to sell. The classical equipment of most new buildings in Croatia includes parquet, Italian or Spanish ceramic tiles, Italian ceramics in bathrooms and plastic joinery. When purchasing a second-hand apartment, the estimate of the equipment is much more complex. A drywall on the walls and lowered ceilings can hide uneven walls and moisture. A floor at various levels can hide the fact that it is partially rotten, and a carpet placed all over the floor can hide moisture or also a rotten floor. It is certainly necessary to move the furniture away from the walls and see if there is moisture behind it, and also to check with the neighbors whether there have been any leakage problems, etc. 7. Location revenue. It is important whether the value of the property purchased will be similar or significantly lower in 20 years, and whether it will be possible to sell or rent it quickly within a certain period of time.